Hey, tonight's panel, we've got an attorney with us and a Fox News contributor. Emily Compagno is here. Look at this, America in the Age of Trump co-author and Fox News contributor Jessica Tarlov working on her or something.
No.
Very good. Metal. So. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no hard working. Yeah. Let's talk about the legal ramifications here, because obviously these defendants, these are no misdemeanors. These are real crimes with real time, and they could be doing decades in prison if all does not go in their favor.
And those two charges specifically are used by prosecutors constantly as leverage tools to plead out because they carry such high penalties. So bear with me on statistics for a second. 97% of federal defendants plead out. Okay. Of those, over about half get sentences less than the sentencing guidelines, of which 60% were recommended by prosecutors. And the average fraud sentence becomes from 40 years sentencing guideline to 26 months. So absolutely, those parents should, if the evidence is overwhelming.
Our person nailed it here. And I saw from what the judge said today that it would be 10 months or less for her. I was glad to see it. I think she's leading by example there, but I love that she apologized to those kids, to their parents, and to her own daughter.
All right, so she's apologizing now, but she didn't feel quite as bad when she was paying someone to doctor her child's college entrance exam.
Of course. I appreciate the apology, and everyone seems to be in order.
Giannulli, even if they release a statement, it's going to be like, come on, man, that is such a silver medal.
Yeah, well, she was the overachieving housewife anyway.
Exactly. And
I would expect nothing less.
William H. Macy is pretty great.
You did get the impression. I thought it was interesting. You know, William H. Macy wasn't implicated at all.
But he knew about the whole thing.
Right.
Very
so
sexist.
I still find that strange, like how bad mommy gets the rap here.
I feel like she did take the entire thing
to prison. She'll come out.
Yeah, she'll be on the Entertainment Weekly with like a cigarette and a tattoo or something, and it'll be great.
Absolutely right. Panel's going to stick around because capitalism is under attack by government. We won't take it on our. Few things are more annoying and less sincere than self-loathing billionaires, whether it's Bill Gates and Warren Buffett droning on and on about how they should be paying more taxes. Go ahead, you jackasses. Or hedge fund billionaire Ray Dalio whining about how the wealth gap is a national emergency when he spoke about the ills of crony capitalism. And what he's saying is capitalism requires democracy in order to really thrive. Because if you kind of have capitalism in a place like Russia and no democracy, then you create an authoritarian oligarchy. But in the U.S., corporations are too big, and they're the ones who really use government to their own advantage, and that is the most stifling force.
That's true. I know it's really cool because AOC tweets something out and it gets a lot of likes in public when we say these things about socialism or different things like that. And it's follow AOC and Bernie Sanders.
What happens in America?
Well, I think that's why you're increasingly seeing many of the candidates run away from democratic socialism. You had Elizabeth Warren, who was on TV talking about what she calls a just capitalism, which is what Mayor Pete was calling democratic capitalism. And I think what you'll be seeing...
Big difference there, though, because democratic capitalism can actually happen outside of the harsh regulatory framework that Elizabeth Warren is calling for, that actually punishes small business owners.
We don't have, I think, enough of Mayor Pete's plans to be able to compare it to what Elizabeth Warren does.
Take that back. You take that back into your mouth right now.
I know.
Exactly right. Thank you, Joel.
I do love him. I'm really into it, but I'm also into someone like Elizabeth Warren, who's at least been
Does she speak 8 languages? Was she a Rhodes Scholar?
But Kirsten Gillibrand speaks Mandarin. A lot of these people have. This is part of the problem. So Mayor Pete has totally gazumped
new gay boyfriend.
All of these women who have been achieving
re-election from people who adore him, who actually has a pretty sound.
I have even written a piece on Real Clear Politics about how much I enjoy Mayor Pete. I'm just saying that there are a bunch of other candidates who.
Come on. I think you're
I think Chasten has got that thing locked down, and he doesn't care what we think about
this. Jealous Jessica Tarlov. Matthew's jealous. All right.
It's the best nickname I've gotten on Fox. I much prefer that to the usual.
I think that the corporate capture that Mayor Pete talked about, to me, is it's disingenuous, because the real capture that I see is over-regulation. The real stymie, the real capture is when there's thwarting of any type of economic movement that businesses need, like you talked about. And that kind of corporate tax break that he discusses, that doesn't exist without legislative involvement. So there has to be an ownership of Congress to that. Exactly. So I also think that was an oversimplification of the oligarchical situation in Russia, obviously, because the corruption and fraud there has been so rampant.
Yeah, but you're right in pointing that out, that was baked into the casserole. That was there before the free market ever had its flirtation with the former Soviet Union.
Totally. So ultimately, to me, the villain in this conversation would be overregulation, too big government, and the overreach that I don't understand why those on the left continue pining for.
No, because they want all the power, the money, and the control, which is hot, but not when you have control over my life.
Or for people to pay their fair share.
Yeah, fair share.
But that's just
legal
jealous
tax avoidance.
Tarlov. I can't control myself. Give me your money.
You guys, thank you so much.
Thanks.
President Trump ramping up his maximum pressure campaign on Iran today, designating the country's Islamic Revolutionary Guard as a foreign terrorist organization. It's the first time the feds have ever put that label on part of a foreign government. And today, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo explained why they both.
It's great to see you again. Thanks for having us.
Mercy. So,
He's my protege.
He really is. And you're very proud to be in Sig's massive shadow,
Even
right?
though we argue all the time.
That's fine. I mean, you have to. Like, if everything was like peaceful, like a yoga trip on one of those boats, I don't think people would.
Everybody would do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the
can't
last time I seen you,
Yeah.
I
Brought my daughter. I figure if he could handle it, she could handle it. You know. I mean,
And how did Mandy do? Because she went through the maritime. They're having natural physical immunity to the cold.
no.
well, I mean,
Being the captain.
I'm just trying not to fall asleep.
Yeah. Is that the hardest part?
For me upstairs sometimes, yeah.
What's the trick?
Sometimes that way your body has to work less hard because we'd go up there and it was so hot we would like instantly pass out.
Bay into my girls crab fishing this winter right before Christmas when the season started, and you really feel like you're part of the show when you're doing that because you're hooking and you're pulling and you're baiting and you're swearing and drinking, and that was just the girls.
Why don't you go out with us in October like
Get out of it. Do you like the TV part? Do you like the notoriety, or is it a big pain in the keistra?
it doesn't matter where we go; they're going to get recognized, and I think it's very flattering. You know.
Yes, and I love that your
I mean, it's
family...
nice when people say, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?"
Yeah.
You know, instead
You should
of
charge them $100
"Oh, you're that
per
jerk
picture."
that was out there," you know.
yeah,
Do you make more money crabbing or on TV?
Don't tell.
very lucrative.
It is, right? Otherwise, no
Well,
one
king
would do
crab
it.
fishing is very, very lucrative.
Yeah, that's so much better than bed bugs. You guys are a dream come true. You're legends. You're amazing. You do. Sig and Jake, thank you both.
Thank you.
Deadliest
Thank you.
Catch. Got to check it out. 15th season. The show is better than ever. April 9th, 9 p.m. on Discovery. Topical Storm is next. The CEO of JetBlue Airlines made headlines for walking down the aisle of a plane collecting trash from passengers. Not to be outdone, the CEO of Spirit Airlines walked down the aisle of one of their planes collecting gas money from passengers. Pay up or get out, because this is the Topical Storm. Topic number one. Let us start tonight in Culver City, California, where a gym is conducting a huge membership drive. Place I've almost never been. Amazingly, nobody was hurt, including the female driver who told police the brake pedal on her car didn't work. It's a strange excuse, but it's nice to see someone hitting the brakes besides Joe Biden. Topic number two. Let's go to Pittsburgh, where the Pirates beat the Reds yesterday, and afterward, they played some baseball. Players were ejected for the home plate hullabaloo, including Puig. But on the plus side, he finally got a hit with a runner on base. 3. Let's go to Florida, where authorities have just apprehended a cold-blooded killer. Oh, booties. Animal experts say the pregnant python was in a record in length. Not everyone agrees on the measurement. In fact, Major League... That was my inner monologue. Topic number 4. Bob Dylan is opening up a whiskey distillery next year in Nashville, and I think I speak for everyone when I say, finally, a way to get some whiskey in Nashville. What's next, Mr. Tambourine Man? A ganja farm in Jamaica? Looks just like a woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and besides, it beats a day of working on Maggie's farm. I'm going to stop the Dylan puns before I get tossed out of here and all my possessions wind up blowing in the wind. Next thing you know, I'm back to paying rent by telling strangers I'll be your baby tonight. I'll be right back.